Welcome to Coelho's office. I'm Coelho. This is the office. One day I'm going to show you my office in details. 1 week ago I showed or shared with you this accident in Dubai, in the desert, where I myself thinking that I can do everything in my life without any consequences. I start driving the sands, and we had this accident. But, if you lost the podcast, go upstairs, upstairs in the tabs, and click in the tab, and you'll see the previous podcast. So what happened afterwards? We were stuck in the desert. So the best thing we could do, it was to sit around the fire and have some time together, and then start thinking about our life, why we are there, and the lessons that this crazy experience taught us. Let's have a look at it. It's quite cold here. And Yasser is asking for rescue. And I feel a little bit guilty, but okay, this is part of the fun, get stuck into the desert.
Look at you.
He's close, or?
He'll come from this side.
But he's close, he's in Dubai?
He's in Dubai.
No.
But it's fine. See, it will take him maximum half an hour. Oh, sure.
Of course, I know that we're not going to die in the desert, but at least we should try to solve our problems. My God, they destroyed your license plate. The desert is stronger than I am. The more I remove the sand, the more the wind will put the sand back again, till I realize that it's not for me to leave the desert until the moment that the desert want me to leave. So I said okay. But we're safe not because there are GPS, etc., because there is someone from the place. That is the importance of encounters. I mean, you surrender yourself to God, of course, but you surrender with such a faith. You know that God puts someone in front of you. You're never alone. So to be dependent, people try to be independent all the time. They say, oh, I'm independent, I don't need help, blah, blah, blah. Paulo Coelho, always need help. I always need people, not because I cannot cope with my loneliness, but because it's so good to have someone by your side. When I was, before writing The Alchemist, I was in Egypt, I was in the desert, I was horse riding. Sand bashing.
Sand bathing.
But I was with a local, Hassan was his name. And we left the horses with someone, and we walked to the pyramids. And the way to the pyramids is because it was like this. It was night. You could see these three big structures made of stone. And then my friend who is a Muslim, I asked him to pray. And he started praying a surah of the Quran that says, God, every time that I go astray, take me back to your way. So, being here, Maktub, we're not lost. We're just living an experience that God wants us to
ولا
live.
تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين.
As you could see, well, any bad experience has its bright side. We could, we can take some lessons out of our mistakes, out of our failures. So sometimes things needed to happen for us to realize where we are. Welcome to make some mistakes in your life, but try to get the best out of these mistakes. I see you next week. Call me back. Ciao.